Hey there, family. This is Janice coming to you live and in living color. Feeling pretty fantastic today. Had another great workout this morning. I don't know what you do when you get up in the morning, but I get up and get my body moving pretty quickly, pretty fast, and it's pretty awesome. True story. I was in San Diego on the train and with a friend of mine, and I was telling her about a dream I had, and in the dream there was this figure. I couldn't figure out who it was, and all of a sudden this woman came out of nowhere and she said it was Tupac. And my friend looked at me and was holding back a laugh, and I looked at the woman and I said, well, what did he want? And she said, he had a message for you. I said, well, what's the message? And she screamed at me, turned away from me, and started talking to her invisible friend. Now, my friend started cracking up and we were having a conversation, and I was telling her, I was like, look, people do that to me all the time. I don't know if I attract those type of conversations, but I never not engage when people start talking to me. So my friend was like, well, saying that this person's schizophrenic. There's a lot of schizophrenia, people who travel on the train and everything. But for me, and I said this to her, which, kind of relates to a lot of things that go on in the world. Sometimes there could be so many issues going on, so much pain that you experience, so much trauma that you experience, that you really want to detach from it. And I see people who communicate with people that I may not necessarily see, or communicate with energy that I don't necessarily have to see, as a person that has decided that they have totally detached from what goes on in the world. And we give them labels like schizophrenia. Even we can throw people that are autistic into that arena, that have different ways of going about their lives. Now, think about it. When something really bad happens in your life, or really bad happens in the world, and it constantly keeps pounding on you, don't you want to detach from it? And sometimes I know some people who actually make a decision that they don't want to deal with it, and go into another reality. I think a person that has gone to the point where their reality is no longer what looks like what reality might look like to you or to I, is a person that has gone into a deep place of detaching. Now, is it necessary for us to try to pull them back from that detached state? That question, is something I'm pondering, and if anybody has any feedback on it, I would love to hear it, because life has so much going on that sometimes I know personally I have detached from things and gone into another place. But my detachment consists of me going to the gym, singing, visiting my son, hanging out with the grandkids, overly saturating my life with a lot of fun things. But imagine if you don't know how to do that. If you don't have those things to go to, you could easily go into a dark place that it could be hard to come back from. Or you could go into a dark place where you're just trying to find your way. And instead of trying to snatch people back into this reality, I think it's more important to let them know that it's okay to be where you are. Because sometimes we have to be in a painful state, not have to be, but sometimes, instead of trying to quickly move people past something, we can lose sight of the fact that they may need to go through it for that moment. And I look at that with regards to everything that's going on in the world right now with the whole police brutality. That's just one piece of the puzzle. My son is incarcerated right now, and I am fighting a good fight, within a system that really is not designed for anyone to win. But we will win, because love always wins. However, it's a challenge. But as I look at all of those things that are going on, I'm like, it would be real easy to detach and say, hey, I could go and drink, or, start doing, drugs that could be potentially harmful or not. But I've decided to take it all in stride, and my detachment it's a little bit different. It's a detachment from, but not a detachment away from. And I just know that there are a lot of people out there that have been labeled with mental illnesses, and I see them as people who have just decided that they want to detach because the pain was too much for them to want to continue enduring. And instead of trying to medicate them back into existence, I think it's more important for us to understand why they're there, help them while they're there, and coach them back into a space that's good for them. Because check it out. If you live in a world that's filled with pain and somebody's trying to tell you you need to stop living in a world that's not filled with pain, do you really think that's a good thing? It's like saying, okay, I'm being abused in this house and I decide to run away and hide, but you're going to tell me that I need to come back because there's, my husband is there and he's the one that was beating me. I mean, that's just an example, but the truth is no one wants to return to a painful existence, so they do what they can to get out of it and to stay away from it. We really need to stop taking the people who we've labeled as unlovable or schizophrenic or with all of these other names, autistic, or even when it comes to categories, when it comes to sexual orientations and pigeonholing people. We got to stop it, because the truth of the matter is at any given time, we are all a minority and we all have stuff. So stop it. That's all I had to say. I have more to say, but I'll say it another day, another time. Check it out, or you won't. I don't know. I know I'm not cutting this grass right now, and I'm about to talk to my imaginary friend, because I have one too. And her name is Janice Justice. Yeah, that would be her. All right. Have a fantastic day. Get a workout in. Love somebody. Share some love somewhere. Love the unlovable. Those people you think are unlovable. Talk to the person that looks like they may have an invisible friend. Encourage them to be all right in their skin. And encourage this generation, man. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. But you know what? There's a lot of love. And guess what? Love wins. Peace out.